Hello everyone, this is Aparna Shetty, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, AG Institute of Engineering and Technology. So in the previous video lecture, I was solving this problem, correct? They had given this data set, okay, and we had first question was to find the entropy of this collection of training example with respect to positive class. So we have found the entropy with respect to positive class, as well as we have found out the entropy, overall entropy, correct? We have found the entropy of the overall training example, and we had got this value 0.9911. Okay, and in the second question, we were supposed to find the information gain for attribute A1 and A2, correct? So we had finished finding the information gain for A1, okay, and next what we were doing is we were finding the information gain for attribute A2, okay. So for finding the information gain with respect to attribute A2, first we will find the entropy for positive class. So the entropy for the positive class here, total count, one second, I will erase this. Okay, so here the total count for positive class is 4, okay, and the total count for negative class is 5, okay. So entropy for a positive class is given by minus 2 by 4 log to the base 2 by 4 minus, this is also 2, so minus 2 by 4 log to the base 2 by 4, okay. And entropy for the negative class is given by, okay, it is minus 2 by 5 log to the base 2 by 5 minus 3 by 5, okay, log to the base 3 by 5. So this was the entropy for class minus. Next we will find the overall entropy. So this was the entropy for minus, okay, that is attribute value minus, okay. So for class minus we found the entropy. Next we will find out the overall entropy. So overall entropy for A2 is given by, first we are considering this minus, okay. So it is 5, total count of minus is 5 records, okay, divided by total number of records is 9, okay, into this value, correct? So into this value, minus 2 by 5 log to the base 2 by 5 minus 3 by 5 log to the base 3 by 5, that is entropy for minus, plus total number of positive records are 4, correct? So it is 4 divided by total number of records is 9. So 4 divided by 9 into entropy for plus. What is the entropy for plus? This what we have calculated, okay, entropy for plus, minus 2 by 4 log to the base 2 by 4 minus 2 by 4 log to the base 2 by 4, and this entropy for A2 you will get it as 0.9839, okay. And once we find the entropy, next we will calculate the information gain for A2. Information gain for A2 is the overall entropy of the parent minus entropy for A2, okay. What is the overall entropy of the parent node? Overall entropy of the parent node is 0.9911, right? So the overall entropy for the parent is 0.9911 minus entropy of this A2 node is 0.9839, okay. So minus this entropy of this node is 0.9839, okay, that is you will get as 0.0072. So this is the information gain with respect to A2, okay. So for A1 we got the information gain as 0.2294, okay, and for A2 we are getting the information gain as 0.0072, okay. So we have calculated the information gain for both A1 and A2, and we have seen that for A1 we are getting the gain is more, correct? So the information gain for attribute A1 is more. Okay. Next, they have asked to calculate the for A3, which is continuous attribute, compute the information gain for every possible split. Okay, now this is very, very important. You have to be very careful. Okay, you have to concentrate over here. Now A3 is a continuous attribute. How will we calculate? First, we have to calculate the entropy for A3. Once we calculate the entropy for A3, we have to calculate the information gain. Okay, now refer that table. There are different values for that attribute A3, correct? The different values are there. Those are continuous values. First, you will write these values in the increasing order. Okay, 1.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. 5.0 is repeating twice, so write it 2 times. 6.0, also 7.0 is repeating twice. Here if you see that the last value in the table, which is 8.0, you shouldn't write here. Okay, the last value 8.0 don't write here. Okay, remaining all other values write it in the increasing order. Okay, once you have written these values, next write the class label of these values. Okay, 1.0 belongs to class plus, 3.0 belongs to class minus, 4.0 belongs to class plus, both 5.0s belongs to class minus, 6.0 belongs to class plus, 7.0 belongs to class plus, and the second 7.0 belongs to class minus. Okay, now next we have to select the split point. How to calculate the split point is, what is the midpoint of 1.0 and 3.0? It is 2.0. Midpoint of 1.0 and 3 is 2.0. Okay, similarly, midpoint of 3.0 and 4.0 is 3.5. Okay, 3 plus 4 divided by 2 you do to find the midpoint. You will get 3.5. Same way, what is the midpoint between 4.0 and 5.0? It is 4.5. Okay, here since 5 it is repeated twice, no need to calculate the split point. Okay, next what is the midpoint between 5.0 and 6.0? 5.5. Okay, after that what is the midpoint between 6.0 and 7.0? 6.5 it is. Okay, since 7.0 over here is repeating, no need to calculate the midpoint. Next, you remember that I had left out the last value 8.0, correct? Now here when we write the split point, consider the midpoint between 7.0 and that last value 8.0. Okay, which you have not written over here. Here I have not written 8.0. So here I have to find the mid. This is the midpoint between 7.0, okay, and 8.0 and 8.0, that is 7.5. Okay, 8.0. So once we have found the split point, next we have to calculate this entropy. Now how to calculate the entropy? See here, these are the class labels. Okay, these are the values in the increasing order: 1.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. Okay, it is repeating twice, 6.0, and finally 7.0 twice. After that we have found the midpoint, or these are the split points: 2.0, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 and 7.5. Okay, this split point you have to divide it into 2 parts. Okay, so this split point divided into 2 parts: less than or equal to and greater than. Okay, similarly divide all the split points into 2 parts: less than or equal to, greater than. Less than or equal to, greater than. Okay, here we don't have any value, we don't have the split point, correct, because 5 is repeating twice. for 5.5 also divide it into 2 split points. Okay, less than or equal to greater than. Here no need to write this. Okay, there is no need to write this. Here 6.5 also divided into 2 parts, less than or equal to and greater than. Okay, here also no need to write this. Whereas here 7.5 also you divided into 2 parts, less than or equal to and greater than. Okay, next we have 2 classes, correct? We have plus and minus. Count the number of records that have values less than or equal to 2.0 and belongs to class plus. I will repeat it again. Count the number of records, okay, that have values less than or equal to 2.0 and that belongs to class plus. Okay, so if you consider the table, there is only one value. Okay, if you consider this table, how many values are less than or equal to 2.0? So there is only one value which is less than or equal to 2.0, right? Only one value which is less than or equal to 2.0 and belongs to class plus. Correct? This is the only one value which is less than or equal to 2.0 and it belongs to class plus. So the count over there should be 1. Okay? And so this count is 1 over here. Okay, next count the number of records that are less than or equal to 2.0, okay, and belongs to class minus. Okay, if you see the table, if you see this table, values less than 2.0 and belongs to class minus, can you find? So there is no value which is less than or equal to 2.0 and belongs to class minus. Correct? So this value over here, okay, this value will be, this count will be 0. Okay. Next, count here greater than, count the number of records in the table, okay, that are greater than 2, okay, and belongs to class plus. How many records are there that are greater than 2 and belongs to class plus? And how many records are there that are greater than 2 and belongs to class minus? Okay, so if we see the table here, so how many values are greater than 2 and belongs to class plus? 1. This is little dark. Belongs to class plus. Greater than 2 and belongs to class plus. 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 values that belongs to class that are greater than 2 and belongs to class plus. Okay. Next, count the number of values that are greater than 2 and belongs to class minus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 values that are greater than 2 and belongs to class minus. Correct? So update it over here. See, there are 3 values that are greater than 2 and belongs to class plus, and there are 5 values which are greater than 2 and belongs to class minus. Okay, similarly update all these values. Okay, same way you have to update, count the number of records that are less than or equal to 3.5 and belongs to class plus. Count the number of records that are less than or equal to 3.5 and belongs to class minus. Okay, also count the records that are greater than 3.5 and belongs to class plus, and count the number of records that are greater than 3.5 and belongs to class minus. Okay, same way repeat for all the values. Okay, and next we have to calculate the entropy. Okay, here I will show how to calculate the entropy for this one record. Okay, for the split point 2.0, I will show you how to calculate the entropy. So you can calculate the entropy for this as, okay, now 1 divided by 1, correct? Here for less than or equal to, it is 1 divided by total count over here is 1, correct? Here total count is 8, right? So it is minus 1 divided by 1 log to the base 2, okay, 1 divided by 1, okay, next value is 0, okay, so minus 0 divided by 1 log to the base 2, 0 divided by 1. Okay, same way for this I will calculate greater than. This was for less than or equal to, correct? This was for less than equal to. Same way I'll calculate for greater than. Okay, that is 3 divided by 8. So entropy minus 3 divided by 8 log to the base 2, 3 divided by 8, so 3 divided by 8, okay, minus, next value is 5, correct? Next value is 5 out of 8. So minus 5 divided by 8 log to the base 2, okay, 5 by 8. Okay, now overall entropy for split point 2 is, this is 1, correct? 1 divided by total number of records over here is 1, okay? Total number of records is 9, correct? In the table total number of records is 9. So 1 by 9 plus, okay, over here the number of records for split point greater than 2 is 8, okay, 8. Total number of records in the given data set is 9, correct? So it is 8 by 9. This is how we'll have to calculate the record for each split point. I have just calculated for the first split point 2. Similarly, you have to calculate the entropy for split point 3.5, for split point 4.5, for split point 5.5, for split point 6.5, and finally for split point 7.5. Okay, once you calculate the entropy, update this table. Okay, after you get the entropy, okay, you have to calculate the information gain. Okay, so information gain, we know the formula, correct, for calculating the information gain. So entropy of the parent is 0.9911, correct? This is the entropy of the parent minus entropy of the child, that is 0.8484. So it is 0.84 8, 4. Correct? This will give you the information gain for each split point. Okay, once you calculate the information gain, okay, where you get the highest gain? You get the highest gain as 0.1427. Correct? This is the highest value. Okay, hence we can say that the best split for A3 occurs at split point equal to 2. Okay, so for split point equal to 2, you get the best split. Okay, since the information gain is high. This is how we will calculate the information gain for continuous attributes. Okay. Next, they have asked, what is the best split among A1, A2 and A3 according to information gain? So, according to information gain, so the highest value for information gain is A1. Correct? A1 has the highest value of gain. So, we can tell that A1 produces the best split. What is the best split according to classification error rate? Okay. So, next, for classification, best split between A1 and A2. Okay. They have asked to find the best split according to classification error rate. So, for attribute A1, okay, we have two class labels, plus and minus, and we have two values, true and false. Count the number of records that belongs to class label plus and have the value true. It is 3. Okay. Same way, count the number of records that belongs to class plus and has the value f. Okay. It is 1. Same way, count the number of records over here that belongs to class minus. Okay. And it has the value t. It is 1. Okay. Similarly, the number of records that have class value minus and have the value f, it is 4. So, here the total number of records over here, it is 4. Okay. Over here it is 5. So, for error for positive, first we will calculate for plus only. Okay, for plus only, the error is given by 1 minus max of 3 divided by 4, comma 1 divided by 4. Now, among these two, 3 divided by 4 is max. Correct? This is the maximum value. If you compare 3 divided by 4 and 1 divided by 4, this is the maximum value. So, 1 minus 3 divided by 4 will give you 1 divided by 4. Okay. Same way, error for minus, for class minus, we will calculate as 1 minus max of 1 divided by 5. Okay. 1 divided by 5, this is 1 divided by 5. Okay. Comma 4 divided by 5. Comma 4 divided by 5. So, max of 1 divided by 5 and 4 divided by is 4 divided by 5. 1 minus 4 divided by 5 will give you 1 divided by 5. Okay. Next, calculate the overall error rate. 4 divided by 9 into classification error for plus is 1 divided by 4. Okay. Plus 5. Number of records that belongs to class minus is 5. Total number of records is 9. Into classification error for minus is 1 divided by 5. So, 5 by 9 into 1 divided by 5, you get 2 by 9. Okay. Similarly, for attribute A2, you have to calculate the classification error and you get the overall error rate for A2 as 4 divided by 9. Okay. Now, here according to error rate, A1 produces the best split. Since the error rate for A1, remember, the impurity measure should be small, but the gain should be high. Okay. Where impurity measure is small, that is the best split. Where gain measure is high, that is the best split. So, here according to error rate, since A1 is having small error rate, that is 2 by 9. Okay. A1 produces the best split. Compared to 4 by 9, 2 by 9 is small. So A1 produces the best split. Okay. Next, they have asked to find the best split between A1 and A2 according to Gini index. Okay. So Gini for positive is given by this formula. Okay. You have to calculate the Gini index for positive, class label positive. Similarly, Gini index for class label negative you have to calculate using that table. Okay. And after that, overall Gini index for A1 you have to calculate using this formula. You will get 0.3444. Next, Gini for attribute A2. Okay. So you have to calculate the Gini for class label plus class label minus for attribute A2. Calculate the overall Gini for A2. Okay. You will get 0.4889. Okay. And since the Gini index for A1 is smaller, okay, Gini index for A1 is smaller, it produces the best split. Okay. That was about the problems. Now let us discuss the next topic, that is characteristics of decision tree induction. So here I have split the characteristics as advantages and disadvantages. So specifically if they ask advantages, you have to write the advantages. Okay. Or if they ask the disadvantages, you have to write only the disadvantage. But if they ask overall the characteristics of decision tree induction, you have to combine both the advantages and disadvantages. Okay. This is a very important question, characteristics of decision tree induction. So let us go through the characteristics. Decision tree induction is a non-parametric approach for building classification models. Finding an optimal decision tree is an NP-complete problem. Techniques developed for constructing decision trees are computationally inexpensive. Once a decision tree has been built, classifying a test record is extremely fast, with the worst case complexity of big O of W, where W is the maximum depth of the tree. Decision trees, especially smaller sized tree, are relatively easy to interpret. Decision tree algorithms are quite robust to the presence of noise. The presence of redundant attribute does not adversely affect the accuracy of decision trees. Next, disadvantages. Space of possible decision trees is exponentially large. It does not take into account interactions between attributes. Each decision boundary involves a single attribute. So that was about the decision trees, characteristics of decision trees. So if they ask the characteristics, you have to both combine the advantages as well as disadvantages. And you have to specify the characteristics of decision trees. Okay. So that was all about today's lecture. So thank you. Let us continue with the next lecture.